Hi, selamat sejahtera. Today we are presenting about our video assignment about the marginal school, and we are from Group 16. I'm Arun Mulivarman with my group member Ahmad Akif Ikwas bin Alas, Nurul Hidayatul Akma binti Rusli, and Ainun Tahira binti Torona. So we are presenting about this is our table of contents, and I give to the speech to Akma.
William S. Jevons, Carl Major, Leon Walras, Friedrich von Weser, and Eugen von Bohm Beweg founded a school of marginalist economics through in the 1870s. Marginalists have decided to research fully rationally in both markets, either from the demand side or supply side. In the economics context, margin refers to additional units. Marginalist economists believe that prices depend on the level of demand and also depends on consumer satisfaction. Marginalists have developed the concept of utility in terms of market demand and change that affect the price a person is willing to pay to purchase a service or good. In addition, the marginalists had also developed laws to reduce consumption in the early 1870s. However, if the consumer only buys additional units of the same item in a certain periods of time, then the marginalists will fall. Later, marginals who used previous work to study the value of resources used in more depth on the Swedish Nutväxel market developed the theory of marginal productivity in the 1890s. Through the theory put forward, a company should use additional strength in generating an increase in revenue equals to or greater than the additional strength required. If the marginal cost is greater than the value of the investment, then the company will use the money. Carl Major also only developed the concept of resource demand derived from the demand for goods produced by these sources such as human resources. They only have the value that they can produce goods at the request of people who want to buy.
Main principles of the historical school. Marginalism covers such topics as marginal utility, marginal gain, marginal rate of substitution, and opportunity cost within the context of consumers making rating choices in a market with no prices. This area can all be thought of as a popular school of thought surrounding financial and economic incentives. The marginalist school Jones. The theory of exchange is stated as the ratio of exchange of any two commodities will be the reciprocal of the ratio of the final degree of utility of the quantities of commodity available for consumption after the exchange is completed. Two tricks, one on with only con and other with only this, will take the unit rate until at the margin the amount of con exchange has as much utility as the amount of this exchange. From the word perspective, a laborer will be work until the pressure or utility of earnings is equal to pain or this utility of work. This the utility or pleasure derived from work earnings is downsloping because the diminishing marginal utility line PQ. The line reflecting this utility or pain usually is unsloping at first and then downsloping because laborers find work more annoying at the beginning of the day, adjust to it later, and then experience pain as the workday continues. Point B and C are where there is no pleasure or pain, and between these points, there is the pleasure from working. Being point C, the pain increases. At the point M, the pleasure of point Q is equal to the pain of job. Point D and worker will stop working. The marginalist school, Alfred Michel. Marginalist on utility and demand. Demand is based on the law of diminishing marginal utility and balancing marginal utilities, pleasures and pain, desire and appreciation, measures with money. Money measures utility at the margin. A unit of goods has more utility to a poor man than a rich man. A money has greater marginal utility for poor people than the wealthy. So the generalize about progress, happiness, and the effects of that thing. We take a cross-section of income groups in society, and money becomes an acceptable measure of the traits and motives. Sup- Supply and market price. Machines use supply as a curve rather than the point or a series of quantities that would be provided at a series of price. The supply curve will slope upward and the right assumption, the effective okay, efficiency of production depends on labor with larger quantities supplied at higher price. The classical economy said supply that was labor time determine the price, while the materialist said demand determine the price.
Next is major contributions to economic theory or teaching. First, I will explain about value theory of marginal utility, exchange value and natural value, imputation theory, and alternative cost theory. First is value theory of marginal utility. Value originate from utility, not cost of production. Scarceness is the prerequisite of value. Causon's first law, the desire for food decreases as the one is gradually satisfied. Finally, when what we may call the satisfaction point is reached, known as diminishing marginal utilities. For marginal utilities, the smallest utility obtainable in the scarce supply circumstance, assuming the most true possible utilizations of the good. Next is exchange value and natural value. So firstly, exchange value is the price or objective value. Subjective value is the basis of objective value. Objective value depends on marginal utility, which is decided by the quantity of goods, confusion of subjective value. For natural value is the social relationship between demand and utility. The relationship between natural value and exchange value is like a cartoon or natural value. Value is a neutral phenomenon. Land, rent, and capital interest are natural phenomena of value. Criticism on the Maxim socialist theory. C is imputation theory, theory on value distribution among production factors. Value theory of production factors is the same as the value theory of consumer goods. Value of production goods can be estimated by the value of products they produce. Land, labor, and other factors jointly create a product, and the value of the product should be distributed on to every factor. D is alternative cost theory. Cost was a result of demand, as this would determine the level of production depending on the willingness of buyers to pay that cost. The opportunity cost would be that which the purchaser would willingness forego the agreeing to pay the cost of the option chosen. Demand is dependent up on the actions of buyer. Utility would determine a thing's cost rather than technology.
The wonder for the marginal school. Although Conrad, Dupuit, Von Thunen, and Gaussen provide path-breaking marginal analysis, but marginalism as more clearly defined school of economic thoughts. Originally with William Stanley Jevons, Karl Major, and William Walras. For the William Stanley Jevons was born on 1st September 1835 in the Liverpool. In 1850, London's Jevons moved to University School College, then in 1851 displayed to the University College. In 1854, Jevons left University College without taking his degree and traveled to Sydney to become a researcher at the Petroleum Mint. In 1859, William Jones Jevons left Australia and returned to the university to complete his education. Jevons broadcast several booklets on logical and become lecturers of policy economy, philosophy, and logic in master, and then moved to the University College in London. Jevons was also well known as historian of science and made magnificent improvement to development of index number. Next, for the card manager was born on. Okay, thank you. Karl Menger was born on 23rd February 1840s in Galicia, Australian Empire, which is known as Norway's coast in Poland. Karl Menger left school in the year 1860s and experienced the obligations as a journalist. Then in 1867, Karl Menger received a Doctor of Philosophy. In the year 1872, Karl Menger was leased into the faculty at University of Vienna and lectured finance and policy economic to students in University of Vienna. In 1873, Karl Menger became a university chairman of economic theory at the age 33, and Karl Menger led the Crown Prince Archduke Rudolf von Habsburg about the politics and statistics, and he also create a logistic of remaining marginal utility, meaning the more of goods consumer and less utility gets from the next unit consumer. Next for the Leon Walras. Leon Walras was born on 16th December 1834 in Rios. His father, Antonio August Walras, is a secondary school authority and also a Abecedarian economist. From 1844 to 1850s, Leon Walras was enrolled at the College of Economic College of CM, then entered the Lycée of Douai in 1851 to acquire a Bachelor of Letters. In 1853, received Bachelor of Science in the same university. In the year 1854, Leon Walras entered the school at the Mines of Paris to learn the cultive literature, philosophy, and social science. In 1858, his father involuntarily devoted himself to economy and promised to continue with his father's investigations. In 1859, Leon Walras became a broadcaster and reporter in the Journal of Economics. In 1860s, Leon Walras' economic doctrines. 1862, he wrote a label of direct of Northern Railway. Then in 1865, is composed and administered direct and cooperative associations bank. Next for the Friedrich von Wieser was born on 10th July 1851 at Vienna. Friedrich von Wieser took a provocative interest in history because this science sounds to him the best way to gain understanding of social development and the commune organizations. But in spite of impatience in historical research, he took up the University of Vienna the course of study which is the traditional for the East class in those days. After graduations at the University of Vienna, he spent the year with Eugen von Böhm-Bawerk in German, studying under the leader of the historical school. The case of economic theory was declined by a Karl Menger, impressed to him to be the better one. In 1884, he accidentally called a program where he was selected as a professionalship of economist at the German University to the chair of political economy in 1889. After Karl Menger's retirement from the teaching in the year 1903, Friedrich von Wieser was awarded the chair at the University of Vienna and moved to the Austrian government as the high post, serving at the time as a Minister of Commerce. For the next is Eugen von Böhm-Bawerk was born on 20th February 1851. He was trained in Vienna and then he met Friedrich von Wieser, then become a friend. After accomplishing his legal and economic training and development a part of his career to social service in the Austro-Hungarian Soviet and the other part of science work in economics. Between 1884 and 1888, he published his common work and capital in the interest which made him memorable. The article he published, the first volume contained a historical interest theory, and the second volume contained the positive theory of capital. Thank you.
Marginalist approach, well known as the marginalist turnover, is seen as breaking the line in the middle classical and modern economics. Marginalism approach elevates to explain individual activity, subjective assessment, human argumentations, and productive market value. What we understand about marginalism is represent both an economical method of analysis and a theory of value. To this theory, individuals make economic decisions on the margin. This value is strong-willed by how much additional utility and added unit of a goods or service provides. Recent examination into the theory of value have made it appear doubtful, even if the marginal utility concept contributes a suitable basis for economic theory. The way in which this thought has been used in mathematical economics so far, it is go after is incompatible with the fact that service being an intensive physiological magnitude cannot be subjected to any form of assessment.